Through 10 weeks of the NFL season, CJ Stroud is my NFL MVP. I'm trying to convince you, if you are not believing, why he should be your NFL MVP as well. Let's get the first thing out of the way. For me, the MVP award is not about the best player on the best team. I think the MVP award should embody what the three letters actually stand for. Most valuable player. Sometimes the best player on the best team is the most valuable, but not every time. And I don't think right now through 10 weeks, we have seen a player truly embody those three letters. Most valuable player. Better than CJ Stroud. Look what he's doing with Houston. This is incredible. And the biggest part, and for me at least, why he's my MVP is not only is he playing tremendously for a rookie, he's also playing at a very high level with no help around him. Like going to this year was not a very good Texans team. Because going into this year, it was for the most part the same team that Houston had last year. That tied for the least amount of wins in the league. And when you look at them, especially offensively, there was no reason to believe that this team would be anywhere near a threat or potent or dangerous whatsoever this upcoming season. Like, they have been just a disaster on the offensive line in terms of injuries. They have rattled off offensive line combo after offensive line combo, in part because they are down to third string guys at some positions. Their best tackle, Laremy Tunsil's missed some time as well. So it's like they have been shuffling bodies in and out on the offensive line the entire season. Still having success despite that. Still having a lot of success despite the fact that receivers are not very good. Like Nico Collins is having a career year. He has been statistically a top 20 wide receiver in the NFL. The other two guys that have been, the biggest beneficiaries in the receiver game, Tank Dell, rookie, Noah Brown, journeyman wide receiver. CJ Stroud is having this success behind a banged up and always shuffling offensive line with wide receivers that have little to no NFL history, have little success in their careers up to this point. Their run game is one of the worst in the NFL. Their rushing attack is one of the worst in the league. He is getting no help and still is putting up some big-time numbers and leading the Texans to victories. Like sitting here at 5-4, coming off of a 3-13-1 year with most of these same players on offense is outstanding. If that ain't value, I don't know what is. I don't know how you could sit here and say through 10 weeks, there is a player more valuable that has meant more to his team's success right now than what CJ Stroud has done. He has taken a terrible, inept, losing team last year, for the most part the same pieces, and has now made them currently a playoff team. They are a playoff team right now as we sit here, heading into week 11. That is insane. That is value. And I don't think there's been a player, let alone quarterback, that has added more value to their team this specific season through the first 10 weeks of the season more than Stroud. That's why he's my MVP and why he should be right now yours as well. I mean, look at some of these numbers again. First-time offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick, who's looked to be the real deal, coming over with DeMeco Ryans from San Francisco. But again, it's a rookie play caller dealing with a rookie quarterback with not a lot of talent around him. And yet you have CJ Stroud, who right now is second in the entire league in passing yards. And the man who's number one, Sam Howell, has played one more game. So second right now in passing yards in the entire league, CJ Stroud is. 15 touchdowns, two interceptions on the year. So not showing a lot of rookie mistakes we see countless rookies make. And by the way, 6th highest passer rating, which right now is better than Patrick Mahomes, better than Lamar Jackson, other guys in the MVP conversation as well. And again, he's doing more with less. How can CJ Stroud not be your MVP? I mean, just look at what he did on Sunday. Again, one game is not making my argument. I'm not using only the Cincinnati Bengals comeback win on Sunday as a reason why he right now is the MVP. This is a season-long performance he is, put on here. And you just see it by some of the stats, but also, too, just in that game specifically. To show the moxie, to show the poise in a big moment where you are going against one of the best teams in the league in the Bengals. I know they've gotten off to a slow start, but Joe Burrow is now healthy, and you're seeing a different Bengals team with a healthy Joe Burrow play. You're up by double digits in the second half on the road against a really tough Cincinnati team. All of a sudden, they get hot. CJ Stroud throws a turnover, a quick 3 and out. Next thing you know, you go from up by double digits to Tyler Boyd dropping what should have been the go-ahead touchdown pass, but you're still tied. How many rookies are in that situation? Tie game, minute 30 left on the clock, on the road against a championship caliber team in the Bengals after throwing a pick 2 drives ago, going 3 and out right after that, are calmly getting the ball, going down the field, making some big passes, and putting your team in a position to kick the game-winning field goal. Honestly, the only other rookie quarterback I could think of doing that in the last decade is Andrew Luck. I guess because we're in 2023 and he was in 2012, it's even over a decade from now. Or over a decade ago, which is crazy. Wow, time flies. Like, we have not seen this. We have not seen a quarterback come in and change a franchise by himself the way Stroud has since Luck did with the Colts. They were 2-14. He took them to the playoffs at 11-5. Again, that roster I just highlighted before, that went 3-13-1. Well, some of the names and faces have different. The overall, I would say, skill level, especially on offense, has remained the same. Stroud has come in, already eclipsed the win total, given this team a reason to believe, has been a playoff spot, and is making talent around him better. If that doesn't scream MVP, I don't know what does. And it's not like there are a lot of guys right now making a strong case. Like Patrick Mahomes, we can't call him the MVP. He was better last year than he was this year. And last year was the first year where he didn't have Tyreek Hill. So I don't think right now this Kansas City offense that we have seen with this current group of talent be better than they've been so far this year. I can't call Mahomes right now through 10 weeks the MVP. Burrow he was bad for most of the season in part because he was hurt, but I can't give Joe Burrow the MVP after playing well for 3 games. Lamar Jackson, I think right now is probably the biggest competitor. But I think right now Stroud's success is more impressive because he's doing it with lesser players. And same with Jared Goff, who's been also in this MVP conversation, who's been tremendous, who's right now leading the Lions, one of the best records in the league, and leading a high-powered, explosive offense. I think also you can dock Lamar, but especially Goff, for the talent around him. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, they're the offensive line, which is one of the best in the league. Ben Johnson, one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. There's a lot going well outside of just Jared Goff for Detroit that I think could hurt his argument a little bit. That strengthens, I think, Stroud's argument, just because, again, he's doing more with less and making guys like Nico Collins and Noah Brown guys you're running to the fantasy football wire to go get. That's impressive. That, to me, is MVP caliber. And that's why through 10 weeks, I don't see another player that's had a better, more impressive MVP case. But right now, the Texans' rookie quarterback, CJ Stroud. That's why right now, if the season ended today, it doesn't. We still got a long way to go. But through 10 weeks, I don't see how you can name anyone besides CJ Stroud the MVP of the league. And again, it's not the best player on the best team. That's not what this MVP is about. It's not why Jalen Hurts right now deserves to be the leader because he's the best player on the Eagles who had the best record in the league. No. He's not been playing like it. You have to put the V in valuable and make it worth something. Who is truly the most valuable player so far through 10 weeks in the NFL? It's CJ Stroud. He has changed his culture. He's had the biggest turnaround for a rookie quarterback in terms of franchise success since Andrew Luck. He's made players around him better. He has some of the best overall stats in the league. And doing so to lesser players. That is MVP worthy. That is why through 10 weeks, he is my NFL MVP.